Neat, and was not only an exceptional football player, he was obviously at Colgate an exceptional student. But Phil's passion in life has always kind of been skiing, and he was a captain of the high school ski team. One of the best skiers in the state while he was there. Went on to ski at Colgate as well, where he was an all New England or all East Coast awardee for skiing. And he's continued that passion. He's coached plenty of sports in town, but he coaches skiing at a top level. He's one of the coaches out at the Catamount program, and he's had some of his students go on to do great things. But more importantly, I'm sure Phil and Polly's mind, is he's had 3 sons who've all been exceptional skiers at the high school. All of them are all-state, all of them are Division I skiers, either were or are. And it's something that he's, if it's either on the water up at Lake George or skiing up Vermont or any mountain around, he'll be out there skiing. So it's my honor to introduce my friend, Phil O'Brien.
Thanks, Fitz. So, we have so many eloquent people ahead of me here. I have a speech. I've got bad news and good news. The bad news is I have 3 pages. The good news is 1-inch writing, so I don't have to use my reader. But, this is great being here. It's totally different than I expected to be. So intertwined. I know everybody here. I mean, Fitz and I, our senior year, we taped a commercial for distributive education on the back hill of the high school. That steep back hill, it was a Timex commercial, and we timed it, we collided with each other. The watch fell off. We didn't find the watch until the snow melted. We taped half of it in the winter, taped the rest in the spring. So we go back so far. I mean, I could speak for hours, probably. But I really, seriously would like to thank the Old Timers Club. Thank you for this honor. Thank you for, Dylan received scholarship last year. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. 3 kids in college. I mean, your generosity definitely found its target. It's been very important to us. I'm thankful to grow up in this town. These past couple weeks, I was, just thinking about this moment. I've been thinking a lot more about my high school times and my youth than I had in a while. All the way back to, sneaking into the Fosse's garage on East Ridge. I have older sisters. We got to go in and watch the floats being built, the framing, the chicken wire. It was awesome. Until one of the floats kind of caught fire during our high school. So they had to downsize things, and then they got rid of them all together. But I think the big thing about that is becoming a Tiger it's a lot more than high school. It starts from the first time you go to your first high school game. It's just so intertwined in this town. This town's got so much spirit. Even starting off in youth sports. I mean, you go to the high school games, you play with the same enthusiasm. You're just dreaming of being that high school guy from the very beginning. I mean, I had the opportunity to play. I had an opportunity to coach youth sports and to have my kids grow up through the program. It was great, my 3 boys. I had the opportunity of being coached by such people as Frank Lancaster, Larry Bossity, Dan Beatty, Andy Montanari, Coach Chase. And it's kind of funny, to this day, when you see a coach on the road, in the street or something, you're like, hey, coach, it's never, it's coach whoever, they're always a coach. And that's really special. My parents gave me great support, never missed a football game. This took a lot of my material. My dad, give him a headache from the sideline, but everyone knows about that. But then my mom, during Pop Warner weigh-ins, when I squeaked through most of my weigh-ins, she always had like a nice, you know, snack for me when I got through. But so my one sport, skiing, my success in skiing, I owed it to my dad. He grew up in the Adirondacks, grew up in Glens Falls, New York. He was the guy. He was up in the morning, making us lunches. You know, we were always there, always the first on the slopes. My dad had an interesting way though of negotiating the slopes, because my dad was a mad bomber, and he'd be overtaking people. And the common way is to say, on your left, on your right, but my dad would bark. He'd bark like, arf, arf! Because he was passing someone on the left or on the right. And it seemed crazy, but it was remarkably effective in getting people out of the way. And football was a tremendous experience. Defense was my passion. Played on the left side. It was Healy, Mulvaney, O'Brien, Rowella. And we had a lot of fun out there. And I got to tell you, the best thing about playing next to no Mulvaney is you didn't have to play across from him. And I'm touched by all the people here that I know tonight, my friends showing up for me. It's awesome. And it brings me back, you know, to the fact that I can always count on my close friends for some good advice. And maybe the best advice I got was just about 30 years ago today, when Bob Phelan told me, you don't want to go to Vermont, you should go to Heidi Hawkins' party, because, you know, it's going to be a good party. You've been kind of on a dry spell for a while. And I wavered. I really wanted to go to Vermont. I wavered, and he said, no, really, there's going to be a carload of girls from New Jersey coming up, too. And that may have been the best play I ever called in my life. Because my wife, of nearly 28 years, and a relationship that's been 30 years long, my wife Polly, she's selling real estate with Keller Williams, working really hard with me to put our 3 kids through college. And do you have any cards on you? But anyway, my 3 boys, they're still involved in ski racing. And I'm constantly reminding them that the toughest courses they're taking are not just on the hill. There are other courses that are important too. And they say, yeah, Dad, okay, can I have money? And I'm still happy to be involved with it. Coaching has been a great perspective. I'm still coaching the U21s and U18s at Catamount. But it's really interesting the different perspective you have being a player or an athlete versus a coach. Because, I mean, when I was a young kid, we'd lose, we'd console, whatever kid may have, you know, dropped that pass. But it wasn't until you became a coach that you really hold a lot on your shoulders. So it's been a real good experience for me to see the other side of it. And, you know, the coach is just so responsible, and you just have a hard time letting it go. And I've heard so many quotes over the years, and I was wondering what one to end with, but I'm just going to end with one that one of my first years coaching Pop Warner, one of the parents got up there, and the back was like this. And he had the slideshow going, and he just said, before we watch this, just remember, everybody, these are fleeting moments, and thank you for this one.